And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. I hope you are all well. A bit of a transfer update, as you can read there in the title. Fabrizio Romano has provided some big Rangers transfer news. And whilst it is not necessarily for a player that we're actually going to buy, nor a player that we're actually going to sell, we are, in fact, of course, going to be getting a huge cash windfall that could, of course, help out with the January transfer market. Guys, I've got your attention. Let's break down this story. But first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So, remember this man, ladies and gentlemen, Rory Wilson. Of course, there was a huge tribunal that happened with regard to him. Of course, Aston Villa, I think when Steven Gerrard signed for Aston Villa in terms of took over the management role there, the only player that he went and got was Rory Wilson. And he said today that I understand Hoffenheim have made an inquiry to sign Rory Wilson on loan deal with a buy option clause from Aston Villa. A buy option clause would be set at 7 million euros. Now, apparently this is being said that last week that Aston Villa were looking to loan the player or get rid of the player, so to speak. So it's looking likely from different sources that Hoffenheim will get this deal over the line. And if not Hoffenheim, then they are looking to sell within the same region for Rory Wilson. Not really worked out for him. Not young anymore, really. I think he was 16 around at the time, 17 at the round of the time he ended up leaving. He's 20 now, so he's not a young boy. In terms of a real bright start with inside our academy, a lot of people talking about him and whatnot. And whilst you might be going, how the hell does this have anything to do with us? Well, that tribunal, now I've been searching around on it to see if we had a sell-on fee, because I remember the chaos that happened with regard to this. And I asked AI, did Rangers have a sell-on fee? And they said that Rangers did have a sell-on clause on Rory Wilson. Yes, when Rangers lost Rory Wilson to Aston Villa in 2022, after a tribunal ruling, Rangers secured training compensation, reported at around 350k, a sell-on clause on any future transfer. While the exact figure has never been officially published, reliable reporting at the time put it at around 30% of any future profit. So if Villa agree a deal like the one being reported with Hoffenheim, reported buy option is 7 million euros, we would get 30% of the profit above that Villa effectively paid. So that means Rangers will likely get around 2 million euros for this one. So that would be a very, very good bit of kind of passive income, so to speak. Not really doing much on it. We ended up losing him anyway. But this would be a real good cash injection to our sort of, our funds. We'll get a lot of our players are valued very, very highly at this moment in time. And yeah, an extra 2 million euros to go into the kitty would be nothing to sort of sneer at. But yeah, reports are saying that it is around 30%. So yeah, interesting to monitor this one and see what happens with regard to Rory Wilson. In other news, Rangers' unbeaten run came to an end last night with a disappointing 3-1 loss to Porto. Jedi Gassama opened the scoring in the 6th minute, but defensive errors cost Rangers the game in a game that really didn't mean much for the Light Blues. Although a win would have been nice, Rangers saw their Europa League prospects crushed during their disastrous run under Russell Martin. Fortunately, Danny Roll has come in and steadied the ship. And despite the loss, the bigger story is that Rangers up until last night found themselves unbeaten for 8 games and continuing to build momentum. Rangers captain James Tavernier and hot prospect Findy Curtis were questioned about the performance after the game and what this loss means for Rangers going forward. Have a watch.
Finley, James, is always going to be a tough test tonight out there. James, how do you think your side shaped up against one of the best teams in this competition?
We started off really well, getting ourselves in the lead, and then, for the 3 goals that we conceded, I think we can do better as a team. And then throughout the game, we tried to get back into it. But I think in the final third, we, lacked just that final pass and that final decision. And that's obviously the moments in this competition you've got to take. So, good learning curve. And obviously, we take this in for the weekend now and push on with the league.
Finley, when I spoke to your manager before the game, he said you've deserved more chances, gave you one tonight. Do you feel like you took that opportunity in the first team?
Yeah, I think I did. I thought obviously getting that assist was massive, but it's all about the team in this competition, and obviously this campaign wasn't very good, so we look to the next.
Obviously, you mentioned the 3 goals conceded tonight were avoidable. I guess what happened with the second one, with the mix-up between you and Jack Butland?
Yeah, it's just a mix-up. It happens in football. Thought Jack was coming for it, and then it ends up bouncing on my shin. And then obviously me and Jack come together, and then it comes out. So yeah, it was avoidable. But I'll take that on the chin. But yeah, like you just said before, Finn's been a credit to himself. He keeps his head down, works really hard, and he took his chance tonight.
Obviously, going in 3-1 down, maybe at some points this season that might have knocked the team off the stride a little bit. Did it feel like you managed to stabilise the second half? What can you take from the way that you performed on and off the ball in the second half?
Look, I think obviously, I've said before, this competition we've been very good in, but this year it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, first half I thought we were very good. I thought in the second half it was just playing our style on it, but obviously they were a very good team, so credit to them.
Obviously, James, it feels like you break some sort of record every week at the moment, but equaling Alan McGregor's all-time European appearance, I mean, what a moment for you, and do you think you'll be around to maybe break it going forward next season?
You never know. I think I've still got to give it to Griggsy. He's got more Champions League appearances than me, so he can still have this. But yeah, it's just about obviously competing, trying to help the team out, and obviously I've enjoyed my time in this European competition. So, no, obviously the years this season, we dropped below par compared to the other years that we've had in this competition because it's normally been good for us. But it's a learning curve for the full team for next season to really push on, and these can be special nights when you really get the results that you want.
I suppose looking bigger picture at the rest of this season, there is an opportunity to make this a successful one. I guess how do you go about that now? There's a big game at the weekend. What do you need to do between now and the end of the season to make this a successful season?
I said it at the weekend, the consistency in our performance. We've got to keep that consistency really high, keep driving ourselves, keep working hard at the training ground, and obviously putting in the performances, but showing different ways how to win. I think that's the key. If you show different ways how to win, you obviously want to win games comfortably, but every game's got its own challenge. But yeah, game at a time, and just trying to get those 3 points every single game.
What do you make of their comments? What do you make of the performance last night? Make sure you drop your thoughts down in the comments section below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.